Hey guys, all content discussed in this channel is due diligence gathered with aim at better understanding the nature of the current market in anticipation of the greatest squeeze in financial history. Let's dive in. I would begin by thanking the sponsor of this video, Kaleo, and their magnificent song, Way Down We Go, because that is exactly what's up right now. Markets continue getting clapped like Lisa Ann on a typical Friday afternoon. But like Billy Mays always said, there's more. Today something quite unprecedented in modern times happened. President Joe Biden made a press release talking about inflation, a day before CPI data comes out, which to me sparked serious worries about those numbers. You see, I was actually believing that the numbers were going to be lower than the last report, but I am reconsidering my stance after I heard the tone of the speech the president gave today, which we need to go into detail right now. President Biden talked about how he understands the pain and frustration Americans feel with rising prices and gave us a glimpse into how the administration plans to address higher costs for fuel, food, and other goods. While the Consumer Price Index, which will be released tomorrow, could show inflation cooled from March, most economists see the numbers still running above 8%, which is a huge problem. Inflation is running at its fastest pace in 40 years. Biden said inflation is a real tough problem to solve and even went as far as to warn that it could get a lot worse before it gets better. He declined to predict how long it would take for prices to cool off, but suggested they might rise higher through 2023. A portion of the talk became highly political, so we will skip all that. Stocks traded extremely choppy today. The S&P 500 ended green but by a tiny amount, nothing to brag about, while Nasdaq and the Dow Jones ended the day red. The main issue today is the anxiety that comes from what could be in the report tomorrow, and there are two main base camps of thought. One says that inflation will actually increase higher than it was on March, which if it does, we could see another ugly fall in the stock market similar to the ugliest day last week. If the report shows inflation less than on March but still higher than 8%, this suggests that no real progress was made for another month. I see so many experts arguing for what signs indicate inflation is peaking. The reality is that until we fundamentally change the course and nature of the problems, these chartings mean absolutely nothing. You cannot look at a chart and some hand-picked data and say inflation will peak on one, lines converge or crossover. Inflation will continue to devastate and grow like a cancer until the government and the Fed begin to actually tackle the issues causing this directly. There are serious supply chain issues, there are fears about another potential wave of the pandemic, there is uncertainty as to if the Fed's new hikes will drive about another recession, and people are acting according to protect themselves as best they can against these uncertainties. Cryptocurrencies are also down very bad, and it's unsure if they have reached a bottom yet. I say this because Coinbase had its earnings report and it performed worse than analysts expected, which did have a small effect on crypto. The consensus estimate for tomorrow's inflation report is 8.1% overall. We shall see how far estimates are from reality tomorrow. GameStop filed a trademark application for GameStop blockchain to include video content and text associated with NFTs. That was really cool to see. AMC had a very bullish earnings report yesterday, which we went over. A lot of people began speculating as to if Adam Aron was hinting that Wall Street shorted AMC 4 times the size of the float based on some of the wording the CEO used, but that is very, very speculative, and I don't believe he would even talk about that at all, nor run the risk of doing so. Today I began issuing alerts for options in my Discord, with members making really good gains. We also played one stock that ran over 23% after alerts went out. Come join the Discord, link is in the description. Let's now talk about today. The Fed submitted over $1.864 trillion in reverse repo operations today. Dark pool trades for AMC accounted for 55% of the total volume today, while dark pool trades for GameStop accounted 46% of the total volume today. AMC had a bearish performance, losing over 5% for the day. After a small initial run after markets opened, AMC began dipping from 14 to 11.60, where it found support. After a brief attempt at breaking above 12.20, AMC dipped. It closed at 11.84, below the VWAP. GameStop had a bearish performance, losing over 5% for the day. The stock opened to a small run that took it to 106 before dipping down all the way down to 88. It quickly jumped up, finding support at 91 and then moved up higher, reaching 98 before dipping and closing at 93.50, below the VWAP. Come and join my Discord for more content, the link will be down in the video description. Thank you again for being a part of this channel. I will continue striving for better content. Enjoy the rest of your day. Keep on buying the dip and to the moon.